This planet, the diplomatic reception hall aboard the Covenant station hummed with the artificial gravity generators, a sound Corey had grown accustomed to during his 3 years as a Terran diplomatic attaché. He adjusted his formal uniform collar and watched the various species mingle Satheri with their crystalline exoskeletons, the gelatinous Morvathi delegates, and several human military personnel, who looked distinctly uncomfortable in their dress uniforms. That's when he noticed her. Marine Sergeant Lisa Warren stood alone near the observation window, her posture rigid despite the casual setting. Her dress blues were immaculate, adorned with ribbons Corey couldn't begin to interpret. What caught his attention wasn't her isolation or her obvious military bearing, it was the way every non-human in the room seemed to give her a wide berth. Like planets orbiting a dangerous star, Corey's curiosity overcame his diplomatic restraint. He grabbed 2 glasses of the synthetic champagne real grapes, being impossibly expensive this far from Earth, and approached. "Mind if I join you?" he asked. Lisa's eyes flicked toward him, pale gray and assessing. After a moment, she nodded. "Free station, Corey Ashton, diplomatic cause." He offered one of the glasses. Lisa warned. She accepted it but didn't drink. "You're new, 3 years new," she confirmed, and something that might have been amusement touched her lips. Through the massive viewport behind her, the planet Kepler 4 to be rotated slowly, its 3 moons casting shadows across continents Corey had never visited. The planet had been humanity's first successful colony beyond the solar system, and it had nearly been their last. The Kickstar invasion 15 years ago had turned its surface into a graveyard. "I read the reports," Corey said, following her gaze, "about what happened down there." "Reports don't smell like burning flesh," Lisa said flatly, "or sound like a Kickstar swarm consuming a refugee center." Corey swallowed. He'd been safe on Earth when the invasion happened, finishing his doctorate in xenopolitical relations. "How long were you deployed?" 14 months on Kepler. Then they moved us to Tau Ceti when the Kickstar opened a second front. 8 months there. After that, Proxima Station Defense, AR 558, the Third Battle of New Johannesburg. She rattled off the locations like a grocery list. Currently rotating through diplomatic assignments. Lucky me, as a Thari ambassador glided past, her crystalline face reflecting the station's lights. She gave Lisa a look that Corey couldn't interpret but felt uncomfortable nonetheless. "They're afraid of you," he observed. "Smart species. The Zathari." The champagne suddenly felt wrong in his hand. Corey set it on a nearby table. "Can I ask you something? It might be inappropriate." "You're going to anyway." Lisa finally took a sip of her drink, grimaced at the taste, and set it beside his. "That's terrible, by the way. What's your kill count?" The question hung in the air between them. A human lieutenant nearby glanced over sharply, then quickly looked away. Lisa's expression didn't change. But something shifted in those gray eyes, a calculation happening behind them. She tilted her head slightly, almost quizzical. "This year or just this planet?" The casual delivery of the words hit Corey like a physical blow. He opened his mouth, closed it, tried again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." "You asked." Lisa turned to face him fully now. "The answer changes depending on parameters. Are we counting confirmed kills only or probable? Do Kickstar drones count individually or by cluster? What about the transport I disabled over Tau Ceti? Do I get credit for all 600 soldiers aboard, or just the ones I shot personally before it went down?" Corey felt the blood draining from his face. "This year, this planet, confirmed individual kills only." Lisa continued in that same even tone. 14 Kickstar infiltrators trying to sabotage the station's oxygen recyclers last month. 3 human traffickers who thought diplomatic immunity meant they could run a slavery ring out of Section 47. 3 humans. "You think we only fight aliens?" Her laugh was sharp and bitter. "War doesn't end when the peace treaties get signed, Corey. It just gets quieter and messier." A chime echoed through the hall, the signal that formal introductions would begin shortly. The crowd began migrating toward the central platform, where the ambassadors would deliver their carefully scripted speeches about cooperation and shared futures. "Why tell me all this?" Corey asked quietly. Lisa studied him for a long moment. "Because you asked, and you deserve an honest answer. Because soon you'll be sitting across negotiating tables from species who fought us, or we fought, or who are deciding whether to fight us next. They need to know we have people like me. People who did what needed doing when the drones were landing and the civilians were screaming." She picked up her champagne glass again, raised it slightly. "They need to know we'll do it again if we have to. That's what keeps the peace, Corey. Not your treaties or your cultural exchange programs, though those matter too. The peace holds because everyone remembers what war costs, and they remember who paid the bill. Corey watched her drain the glass in one go, her face showing nothing of the burn the cheap alcohol must have caused. For what it's worth, he said carefully, I'm glad you're on our side. Me too, Lisa said. She set down the empty glass and straightened her uniform. Now come on. We should probably pretend to care about whatever the Morvathi ambassador is going to say about trade agreements. As they walked toward the gathering crowd, Corey noticed something he'd missed before. The other species weren't just avoiding Lisa, they were monitoring her, watching her with the same attention prey animals gave to predators at a watering hole during a drought. Necessary, dangerous, respected. He understood now why humanity had survived first contact, had endured the invasions, had earned their place among the stars. It wasn't because of people like him, it was because of people like Lisa Warren, who tilted their heads and asked which count you wanted, because they'd stopped being able to keep track years ago. The champagne suddenly made more sense. Some things, Corey realized, you drank just to prove you could still taste something other than the battlefield, even if it tasted terrible.